may I
Yes,
try to
please.
persuade?
No, it's your turn. Go ahead. Yeah. Yeah.
May I try to persuade the doctor before he's going out and try to discuss with her?
Which the person who's going out, Edmund Brackenberry?
Yeah, isn't he the
He's the head he's the head of ICES, and he's scientifically well educated, but he is not himself a scientist.
Okay.
And so, but you're going to try to persuade him not to go?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try that. More like I think he's gonna make more harm than good.
Okay.
That. So
Hold on just a moment while I get his vital statistics up and ready, so I know just what kind of willpower you are dealing with here. That's a their list of values for him makes a lot of sense. Seems like you look at it as what he's good at and awesome at and poor at, and it's like, I get that guy. Okay, so I am ready. What will you say to him?
I'm sorry, Mr. Brackenberry. I do not mean to be. What do you say?
Rude.
Inappropriate, rude.
Yeah, inappropriate or rude, but I believe she is no person to discuss with. I think she only has one point, and she's gonna say anything to make sure that it comes through. Instead, you should just leave her alone, let her ignore her, make sure that she's not important. Because if you don't acknowledge her, she's not a problem. Might be a better solution.
He's saying, well, I appreciate everything that you and the other members of the team have done, but this business is the world's problem, and if we don't properly communicate how the world should be seeing this problem, then other people are going to take over for us. They're going to step into that themselves. She's already doing it. Think about your background. Okay, you actually are an employee at ISIS, so he knows you and knows your background and everything. And he says, look, tell me anything that you think would be the most important thing that could win the minds of America and the world. He's an American. He always puts America first. It's like that.
Okay. Repeat that for my head.
Sure. Yeah. He's asking you to say to him, I'm still going to give you your persuade roll. Don't get me wrong. This is just the dialogue. Okay. He's asking you to tell him anything that you know from your missions that would be very convincing, that would be very powerful to tell people. He's thinking. He's an expert. He's got a superior charm. He's an expert with speaking to crowds and to the press and things like that, to business people, politicians. He's an expert. So he's thinking, he realizes, I know. And he puts his hand on your shoulder, not like a controlling hand, not like an authority, but he's very spontaneous, just touches your shoulder because he realizes he needs this, and he says, tell me anything from your trips to Xenos that has the people listening to me, they need something new. Right now, she's the new, right? This new message, this new protest, this image. Nobody's seen her before. They've seen me before. They've heard all the ordinary things that I always say. Tell me something from Xenos that is new, so that I'm the one presenting the new look and the new information out there. That's what will make the difference. So if you want to make a persuade roll to tell him not to do it, now's the time. But I will tell you that you're going to have a column shift one worse than you roll because he's very motivated.
I already made a rule, and I'm got a inferior.
Oh no!
So I was like, yeah.
Oh, no wonder you listened so politely. Okay.
I'm still stuck,
Right.
you know, what to
Okay,
say,
well, you know what? Aha. Well, then, in that case, inferior, huh? Too bad it's not catastrophic, because then I could just dictate that he somehow convinces you to walk out there with him. That would be catastrophic. But on the other hand, but he does offer. He says, "Can you come out and testify? And can you come out and tell the world something of what you've seen and its seriousness?"
I do not. I'm sorry. I don't feel comfortable with that. I'm
just a spy.
But I feel more. I'm more. I'm the person that wants. You know, I'm a person that wants to work with my hands on the spot. I do not believe in this in politics and persuasion. I want to be on the battlefield. That's where I'm home. But I do believe that there are doubts about what we know is that there are doubts in Xenos where the aliens come from on what they are doing is the right decision. Here there are problems with doing the right decision. We are working on getting together, but it's hard, and both sides are there's no good on either side in this situation, but we're trying to work it out. Tell something like that, because
All right.
it seems like they don't really know the whole story either. We don't know the whole story. That's where the science comes in. You try to figure out. You can tell them something like that. Because that's basically.
So, it's not that he shakes his head a little and says, "Oh, it's not that good as Cell." But I see what you mean. And he looks across the other members of the team who are there and everyone else who is there, and you could almost see French academic, no.
Am I still there?
Russian mercenary, no. Sneaky Chinese soldier, not even here anymore in the room, no. And then his eye kind of settles over there on Claire, and at least she's American, right? Nice start. And then tick, tick, tick. Rude, cranky, alienated thug with one foot out the door. No. And he suddenly realizes that all the right people for this mission, right, are exactly the wrong people for going out and giving this message. And his face is just like, oh shit. And so he goes out on his own with Stacy. Okay. And the security staff will meet them, and he's actually going, I mean, just to let you know, this is getting ahead of ourselves, but so you know what's going on out there, since nobody's going with him, apparently, then I will just let you know that when he goes out there, the security team out there is going to tell him to, that they're going to stick right next to him. And he's like, no, don't do it. And lighten up, everybody, lighten up. These people are peaceful. And, fall back. And so he says, I'll just go with my receptionist, with a ordinary staff member of ICES. We'll go and talk to Wanda, and come ahead and bring the communication, one of the TV communication staff from ICES is there with a camera. The equipment at ICES is just a little cooler than everybody else's, right? This is a cutting edge research facility. They have prototypes of everything. So the camera, the news camera that the guy has, is pretty cool. So, all right. Anyway, so he's headed out there, and that's what's going to be happening out there in the context of everything you're doing. So Rimsky to Emma has given the instructions and says, until then, support the ICES project here. Support the staff here and the mission here as well as you can. I want you to be the top, the top and most cooperative staff member, team member that they have. So that's your instruction. He says, and we should, it says, you won't hear from me again until I give that signal or until after the 24 hours. So at the moment, he's just going to go and start communicating with his government at the communications room, I think. Claire is still thinking. Nansu has done this. Margaret has tried to talk to Brackenberry. Albert.
I think Albert is going to offer his knowledge of psychiatry to talk to the people they arrested. To see if this person knows more than...
So you want to go to the security area where they...
Yeah.
Okay. So they have just... If we go to the map of the compound, then they caught him in the backyard, and they would have brought him through either 22 or 23. Help me out a moment. Where the security area?
Do you tell everybody that you're gonna do this, or you just...
Oh yeah, I'm open with that.
Then I ask if I can follow. That's more...
Come Jewish. It's number 21.
Okay, perfect. So that is going to be... Oh, it's right next door. Okay, that makes perfectly good sense. You're in 17. So yes, over in 21, in this very same area. So it's actually quite easy. You can simply step across the hall out of this door and into another. There's a security guard between those two doors, and he will say, one moment, sir, just checking. You have to let us know where you're going, what you want. And he doesn't know you want to just step past him into that other door, but you can tell him that. So this is actually pretty easy. I mean, you guys have a lot of respect in the facility, and you are widely known as, tight with the board member. So, she's the one who got you this position, and so they think that you're, friends with her. They don't know that you don't feel that way, but so it's going to be pretty easy. All you have to do is persuade this fellow, and you won't need. He's professional enough. We'll just say it. You'll need you need to be better than passable. Good. You need a good result.
With 9 dice, it should be easy.
Can I help with this persuasion?
Are you stepping out there with Albert? You were busy over there by the other door in the middle with Brackenberry, but do you want to...
but when I'm finished with Brackenberry and hear that he wants to check out with the prisoner, I've asked, can I follow?
Okay, I don't think he announced it to the room in kind of a great big, I'm going to the bathroom now kind of way. So that means, Max, make a listen roll, get passable or better.
But
Awesome.
In the game before, last week, I got a very big listen roll.
That was a different kind of listen. That was a listen for what was going on with the security around the facility. And I think that it's probably worn off. The entire situation has changed.
Just checking.
You roll forward as long as the situation is effectively the same. So say you were trying to sneak through a building and you made the right roll, I wouldn't make you make the same damn roll with every single door, for example. Right. So, and did I hear an awesome from you, Nathan?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And so, Max, did you hear what Albert was doing?
I got an amazing.
Okay. Well, after talking with Brackenberry, you just turn on your little bat ears, and all of a sudden you see that you hear what Albert is up to going through that door, and you were like, aha, that's the security going straight to the security office. I know about that. So you can get over there just in time to hear him say, I am Dr. Albert Rodier. I have some important security concerns. I need to talk with Mr. Deerfield, particularly about this man he has in custody. So I figure that's something along the lines of how you say it, Nathan. Something very formal and in charge and, in expert.